All right, let's go. Let's go.
Let's do this. Let's do this right here. You got nothing on me. I can hit a home run.
Here's the pitch.
Come on! Come on! Come on, Pete! How is that not a home run?
Well, actually, let me explain to you why this isn't a home run. Let's get to the video.
The distance a baseball travels is determined by the range equation, which helps us understand how far the ball will go when hit with a certain speed and angle. The equation looks like this, where r is our range, v is our initial velocity in meters per second, theta is our launch angle in degrees, and g is our acceleration due to gravity, which is 9.8 meters per second squared. This equation assumes no air resistance, but we can factor in air resistance later for more accuracy. For a typical home run, the exit velocity is around 100 miles per hour, or 44.7 meters per second. A typical launch angle for a home run is around 25 degrees to 30 degrees, so we use 25 degrees. Using these values, let's calculate the range for how far the baseball will travel. First, we need to calculate the sine of 50 degrees, which is approximately 0.766. Now substituting the values, and according to my calculations, the ball will travel around 515.2 feet. This means that in ideal conditions, the ball could travel 515 feet at a 100 mile per hour exit velocity and 25 degree launch angle. However, in reality, air resistance or drag will shorten this distance, so we need to consider that. Now we need to factor in air resistance and ballpark shape. Drag force, or FD, affects the distance the ball travels, where CD is our drag coefficient, which is around 0.3 for a baseball. P is our air density, about 1.225 kilograms meters squared at sea level. A is our cross-sectional area of the ball, about 4.2 times 10 to the negative fourth power meters squared. V is our velocity of the ball. The ball will decelerate as it travels, so the actual range will be shorter than the calculated value without drag. This effect is more pronounced in higher altitudes or at stadiums like Coors Field in Denver, where the thinner air reduces drag. Now let's quantify the probability of a home run based on the ballpark dimensions. We'll make the following assumptions. A ball travels a maximum of 400 feet in typical conditions. The probability of hitting a home run is directly related on how much shorter the stadium fence is than the maximum distance the ball could travel. Let's look at these two scenarios. Fenway Park has a left field of 310 feet. The probability is proportional to the difference between the maximum distance and the fence. If the ball can travel 400 feet and the fence is at 310 feet, the batter has a significantly higher chance of hitting a home run at 22.5%. But this estimate can be adjusted based on factors like the batter's skill and launch conditions. AT&T Park has a center field of 420 feet. Here, the fence is farther away, so the probability drops at 0.05%. This negative value indicates a lower probability of hitting a home run, showing how much more difficult it is to clear a larger fence. If we modify the formula to take into the account more realistically, we could apply a logarithmic scale to account for the diminishing returns on increasing the distance. For example, the probability of a home run is equal to log times max distance divided by fence distance. This gives us a more nuanced measure of probability, especially when the fence is very far away. The altitude of the stadium influences the air density, which in turn affects drag force. At higher altitudes, the air is thinner, which reduces drag and allows the ball to travel further. Coors Field in Denver is at 5,200 feet above sea level, which can increase home run chances by 20 to 30% depending on the batter and conditions. Thanks for watching, and the next time you're at a game, you'll have a better understanding of why some parks are home run hitters' bread and butter, and others, well, they're a little tougher to succeed in. Like and subscribe!